Hello and welcome to the second episode of IndigoMusic.com and the Indus Entrepreneurs Bangalore Chapter presents Founders Frequency. And I've got two special guests with me. One who's a charter member at TiE Bangalore Chapter. He's also the founder and CEO of Lodestar Career Guidance. I've got Mr. Murlidhar S with me. Murli sir, welcome. Good morning.
Hi, Rohit. Thank you so much for having me on air. Good morning to everybody.
And I've also got founder and CEO of Next Skills 360 EdTech Private Limited, Suraj with me. Suraj, good morning.
Morning, Rohit. Morning, Murli. Thanks for having me here. Feels great.
Now, Founders Frequency is something where we discuss about entrepreneurship, the journey, and some of the ups and downs that every entrepreneur would have faced. And this is basically to encourage budding entrepreneurs and also giving them a little bit of insights as to what they should and what they shouldn't do as entrepreneurs. Now, I want to start off with Murli because, of course, he's had his share in the entrepreneurial world of, especially in India. Tell me more about company Lodestar Career Guidance and how did this idea come about and when did it all begin?
So, Lodestar is an idea which is very close to my heart, and I've been working in the student skilling kind of space for the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
Lodestar is a career guidance company. This is aimed at parents who have children in the ninth to 12th grade. Basically, at that age, obviously, all of us know that we are confused about our future, what we want to do, and there's so many things in our mind, so many pressures, pulls and pressures, and things like that. Parents too are don't have a good way to find out what their children should do and a good way to advise their children.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that Lodestar is solving. We're an online platform, and we also have a lot of trained counselors. We have a proprietary process and an algorithm and
Okay.
stuff like that. So we use a lot of science to help students and parents make a very clear and good decision about their future career and education. That's what we do.
Fantastic. Now, I want to know from Suraj, because he's also into a similar education space. Suraj, you've got something called as a pro game, and it's a cardboard-based tool which teaches coding without computers. And you've also got a patent in India. Tell me, what is this innovation all about, and how does it work?
Yeah, thanks for that, Rohit. I'll start with a 30-second background on why we started this.
Sure.
We were teaching social emotional skills, like how do a child be safe from child abuse, substance abuse, peer pressure, things like that in private schools. That's when we realized a lot of government schools don't have access to this kind of a skilling.
Okay.
So we started teaching there. Now, once we started teaching there is when we realized how deep the problem is about infrastructure, about basic electricity connections in these remote schools. And top that, they are kept away from 21st century skills like coding skills, more recently AI, social emotional skills, and things like that. So we said, how do we solve this problem? Can we create something with paper, right? Just out of paper, if there is a solution that can teach coding, that will be magic. So we tried that, we couldn't do that. Next best thing is reusable cardboard. Came up with a cardboard-based kit. It's based on a very popular tool that can be accessed through a computer called Scratch. So we made Scratch instructions out of cardboard, made a cardboard-based kit out of it, and only the teacher in the classroom needs to carry that phone. Imagine a classroom where there are about 40-odd students. The students are taught about how to use the kit, and then the teacher, after the students start placing these blocks one below the other as if they're writing a program, the teacher can take a picture of the program that these students would have written using a cardboard pieces.
Okay.
The images from the board, the images, the text, the handwriting, everything gets picked up by our AI-based app that the teacher carries. It's all compiled, and the output can be seen in the mobile phone.
Okay.
Where there is no internet, no electricity, no computers, just with one mobile phone and 40-odd kids, students are able to learn coding and AI.
That's fascinating just to listen to how, just without using computer, if you can code, it's just fascinating. So Murli, tell me, you've been teaching or you've been guiding a lot of early stage startups. So what do you think is one big, I wouldn't say a milestone, but what do you think is that one hurdle that all early stage startups need to get over, according to you?
I think, I've been in working with startups. I've actually built 3 startups of my own, and I've been working with startups for the last 2 decades. So I think for startups, pretty much getting the product market fit, what we call as the product market fit.
Right.
Okay, that's the key hurdle. Okay, that's the first step, and connected to that is actually also realizing who is your ideal customer,
Mm.
right? So product market fit is linked to who's your ideal customers. Now, I'll give you a quick example. So I run career Lodestar, right? Career guidance company.
Yes.
Now, apparently, career guidance is obviously required for the student,
Mm.
right? But the student is not the buyer of the service. A student in 10th grade will not buy the service.
Yeah.
So the customer is actually the parent who's concerned about the career of his student. So if you go retail, then the parent and why the parent will buy the service becomes the critical important thing, right? And also, just to go down a little deeper, when you say ideal customer, see if a class has 100 students, all 100 students don't need career guidance. The kids who are actually trying to aim for a JE or a NEET and who are very clear that I want to become an engineer and this thing will maybe not want career guidance. The
Yeah.
kids who are on the wall, who are like a little confused. So that is the definition of ideal customer. So, for us also, though this is my third startup, it took me almost a year and a half to figure out who the ideal customer is. And then you get the product market fit, and then you figure out that this is the customer, this is why the product, and this is the nature of the product.
Well, if I was, way back then, if I knew about your company, then I think I would have been a customer. Or my dad and mom would have been a customer because I'm an engineer. I've completed my mechanical engineering, but here I am as a radio jockey for 8, 9 years now. But yes, I think end of the day, it's all about what the kid wants to become, and your company, your means, and you guide them through that. Now, speaking about guidance, I want to get to Suraj. Suraj, how to find the perfect or the ideal customer. Now, with your case also, I think it's not the students who are buying it, but I think it's more of the schools and teachers who are implementing your product into their curriculum. Tell me, how hard was it to convince schools by saying you can teach coding without computers?
I mean, that's a great question, Rohit. I mean, that was the puzzle that we had to solve initially,
Okay.
right? We had solution ready, printed out,
Mm.
everything were in the go down, and we were out there trying to convince these government schools, government departments to buy it for themselves. Chicken and egg problem. They
Mm.
did not whether this would work or not because it was a new concept and we could not fund our products ourselves. I mean, we couldn't execute these projects in those schools all by ourselves. So at that point in time, we got awarded from MIT and three other organizations around the world, and they gave us enough grants where we could take these products into these schools as free pilots.
Okay.
Once we started teaching, once they also saw the product in action, that's when they realized that, hey, yeah, this kind of works. And from there on, we kind of built up. So much so that in one district in Telangana, it's an aspirational district called Kumarambi Masifabad.
Mm.
From a fee pilot in the first year to actually getting funded for the entire district consisting of 34,000 students
Mm.
undergoing in 255 schools, we were able to scale primarily because of breaking that chicken and egg problem.
Fantastic. And Mr. Murli, I want to ask you now. This is especially when it comes to collaborations. Now, of course, like how IndigoMusic.com and the Indus Entrepreneurs Bangalore Chapter have collaborated to bring this entire thing to life. You have also been, in collaboration with with the Karnataka Government Task Force. Tell me, how did that shape your perspective on career guidance at scale?
I started on the journey about 7, 8 years ago.
Okay.
And also, we stumbled onto Lodestar because I built a company before this called Merit which is
Correct.
India's largest skill investment company, right? I was
And
one
I
of the
think it was
co-founders.
acquired by Manipal Education Group, if I'm not wrong.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there we were actually helping college students to get recruited by companies, and we figured out that even in college, people are confused, right? So that's where we thought of the problem at the high school level, right? So while doing this, see, one of the things that we realized when we worked with the government, the special. So I was on a task force with the Karnataka government where they were trying to figure out how career guidance can be implemented across the state, right? So we wrote some policies of that. So
Yeah.
one of the insights, Rohit, really is that, see, today in education, there are many colleges which don't get admission,
Mm.
okay, and many companies which don't get the right talent, right?
Right.
On the one side, and there are many students who don't get employment, right? Now, a lot of this, if you figure out, is because of this herd mentality, with the millions of students studying a course which they never wanted to study,
Correct.
right?
Fantastic. And I'm when you mentioned about even me being an engineer and then being in radio, I just jumped into radio immediately because I joined engineering with I wanted to join engineering, but I thought, okay, they're going to teach me how to build a car, which they never did. So I was like, okay, what is the second thing I like? I like public speaking, so might as well go
Yeah,
for the second thing I like. But
yeah. I
you
one small anecdote on that, if I
sure.
may. So, for example, the guy who built the software for Lodestar,
Huh?
okay, he runs a product development company.
Okay.
Okay, this guy is a doctor,
Oh.
but he's a CEO. He's a technologist today and is CEO of a software development company. And a pretty good one. Huh? He's very, very sharp.
Okay.
So then I asked him, "What's your story?" Actually, he was among the top five ranks in Karnataka in the common entrance exam.
Okay.
Okay, of his time. He was a very brilliant kid, right? And he used to tutor others. So he cracked that exam. His parents had this dream that the son has to become a doctor. So
Okay.
he went into medicine. He finished 5 years of medicine, took the degree home, and gave it to his parents, saying that this is your journey. Journey is ended. Now I'm free to do what I want to do. Quickly switched to technology and is one of the great, very good technologist and a great product builder, right? So look at the story. If this guy had continued to be a doctor, he would have been an averagely interested and hence averagely talented doctor.
Yeah.
But now he's building great software products, right? So, and he's a topper, by the way. So there's nothing to do with aptitude. People
Yeah.
think that if you have aptitude, you can do anything. There's nothing to do only with aptitude. Yeah.
Absolutely. Started this company, and for young budding entrepreneurs, one message to them as to what they should do and what they shouldn't do.
I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm not
Yeah.
a regular commercial
Correct.
entrepreneur. I'm in the social impact space. Social impact is a long, 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 long journey.
Yeah.
If I haven't reiterated it any better, it is tough. It is long, but again, it is hugely gratifying too,
Mm.
right? So if for a social entrepreneur, for a budding social entrepreneur, if he or she wants to get into this space, there are two things. One is the gratification that I spoke about helping others
Yeah.
in their everyday lives, in getting up their careers, whatever be it. They should have, on the other hand, they should have a business model that they can still make money out of, that offering that they're offering to the underserved, or something else
Mm.
that can sustain the business and then enable them to continue doing that,
Right.
right? So it should be, I mean, it should be both. If they purely focus on doing charity, social work, all for free, they will not survive for too long.
Yeah.
So that is one advice that I would give. The other side of it is, again, if the thing that they should not do, I would say, don't get too attached to anything. I mean, if you think it is not working, if you think the model is not working, feel free to do check another model, right?
Right.
If that is happening, do that another model, try it out. If it is working, model kind of a thing, but don't get stagnated. It is the lot of lows that you see in the social entrepreneurial space than highs. But again, you work for those days of highs where there is a lot of gratification there. So yeah.
Right. What about you, Murli sir? What do you have to say to young budding entrepreneurs? Absolutely. And speaking about impact, well, Suraj, I wish you all the best for your vision of 2026, which is 5 lakh underserved students, which is you want to skill them. And of course, 50,000 visually challenged students. And this is what you want to see in 2026. I wish you all the best for that. And of course, Mr. Murli, I wish you all the best with Lodestar. Your company become big and help a lot of kids when it comes to career guidance. And I'm saying you're doing a fabulous job, both of you. Thank you so much for joining us on this very special edition of Founders Frequency. I will see you soon in Bangalore.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for the
Rohit.
opportunity, Rohit.